Hey, what is up guys, Blood Splash here, and today I'm going to go over the Warlords of Draenor 6.0 pre-patch Frost Mage one-shot guide slash burst rotation for you guys. And just take into account that this is the 6.0 pre-patch, so we are still level 90 as you can see as of the time of shooting this video, but we do have pretty much all of the abilities, and this burst guide rotation will pretty much sum up how Frost Mages are going to work when it comes to doing the most amount of damage in a certain amount of time in Warlords of Draenor. Now, do take into account, since we are not level 100, we do not have the level 100 talents, and these talents will most certainly be used in the one-shot rotation somehow. At least it looks like it. Things like Prismatic Crystal, maybe Comet Storm, but I will be making an updated video when Warlords of Draenor is actually released, and we actually can get into the expansion, and we are level 100 with at least some appropriate gear. So be pumped for that, stick tuned for that. But for now, I think it'll be very useful for you guys if I go over the most efficient damage rotation to put out the most burst as a Frost Mage in the 6.0 pre-patch. Since in pre-patches like this is the time to test out stuff, and I know a lot of you guys are testing out a lot of different classes, a lot of different specs, and you're just trying to find the overall best damage rotations and things like that to use when it comes to the actual expansion, and you can use that there. So I thought this would be quite useful for you guys, at least for now. I think it's worth to make this video. And for those of you that are wondering, you most likely have seen Cartoonz' video already, when on his video on how to do the most amount of damage, kind of like a one-shot rotation for Frost Mages. And this video will be very similar just because he's pretty much got it down. He definitely knows what he's doing. I actually learned a lot from that video, and it's actually been a helpful resource when it comes to making this video for you guys. So I'm definitely going to link his channel and link that video in the description, since he's a huge source and help for this video. But the reason why I'm making this video is because he pointed out a few things that I thought needed more explanation, or they need more of their fair share. I wanted to just point out some things that he maybe skipped on. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the guy, as I said, and he knows exactly what he's doing, but I thought I should just go into more depth on exactly each and every talent and why I picked them, and glyphs and stuff like that, and the whole overall rotation. So first of all, let's go over the talents. And the talents that I'm using is Blazing Speed, Ice Barrier, Ring of Frost. This might vary depending on arena situations, such as Ice Ward. You might be using that against a heavy melee comp such as TSG, where you need to freeze your targets, or Frost Jaw in some dueling situations, though Ring of Frost seems to be the most dominant choice here. Cold Snap for the level 60 bracket. Ice Nova, very, very important talent choice when it comes to your burst guide rotation. And Incanter's Flow. Now in this level 90 bracket of talents, this is a point that I thought I should mention that Cartoonz might have not exactly went over, at least not into depth. And that is, even though Incanter's Flow seems to me the most dominant choice here, I didn't want to give Mirror Image its fair share. And that is because, unlike previous seasons, your mirror images actually do quite a lot of damage. And when we're talking about burst and one shot, your mirror images do quite a substantial amount of damage in a certain period of time compared to Incanter's Flow. And this might be even the most dominant choice in some situations, such as like duels and things like that. So what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to show you guys my burst guide rotation using Incanter's Flow and Mirror Image, just so you guys can see how they both work and what situations you guys should use them in. Cartoonz only showed Incanter's Flow, and I do believe that I mean, it's fair and it makes sense that he only showed that once, since Incanter's Flow overall seems to be the most dominant situation, especially in arena. Though I might as well go over both of them for you guys, just so you guys know exactly how this level 90 bracket of talents choice works and why someone chooses a certain talent as a Frost Mage. Alright, so lastly, my glyphs. We're using Glyph of Ice Block, so you get that 3-second immunity when your Ice Block is over. Glyph of Deep Freeze, so the global cooldown is gone, very important when it comes to doing your burst. And Glyph of Polymorph, so all your dots are removed and all damage over time effects are removed from the target whenever you polymorph the target. So Other than that, let's get right into the one-shots. Alright, here we are guys, and we are drilling Aggro here. You can see he's a fully geared druid. Pretty much everyone has around 70,000 health, as you can see in the pre-patch. Rollers of Draenor, and we are going to test out Incanter's Flow first, and I'm going to show you guys my burst rotation using Incanter's Flow first, and then later on I'm going to be showing you guys how I use it with Mirror Image. So here we are. The rotation is going to go simply like this. Firstly, we're going to be using Frozen Orb, and the whole point of Frozen Orb is really, it's not like last seasons where that is pretty much our burst. Now we're going to be using Frozen Orb as a way to get the person's health down a bit, get our trinket procs rolling, and our Incanter's Flow stacks rolling. So that's how we're going to incorporate Incanter's Flow in our burst rotation. So we're going to be trying to get Incanter's Flow going up to 5 stacks. It doesn't really matter if we get it up to 5 stacks. 5 stacks is the max, but at least if we have a few Incanter's Flow stacks with our trinket procs, that should be more than enough to take the guy down. So yeah, we're going to be using that. We're going to be using Frozen Orb. We're going to get the guy to around half health and get our procs going, and we should hopefully get our procs going by at least half health of the guy. And we're literally just going to be Frozen Orbing into just a few Frostbolts, Ice Lances, whatever you want to do, since pretty much any ability like that is going to get your trinket procs and Incanter's Flow procs going. Then after that, we're going to be using our cooldowns, and our cooldowns involve pretty much just Icy Veins for now, and maybe some of your trinkets that you use, such as your unused trinket. And then once we do that, we're going to be casting a Frostbolt, and immediately after the Frostbolt, we're going to be Ice Novaing once into Deep Freeze, into maybe an Ice Lance, into another Ice Nova, and that should completely take the guy out. Maybe in between the 2 Ice Novas, we might have to cast a Frostbolt, but it's not like, you know, Season 4 or something like that back in the Swifty good days where literally you could press one button, like a legit one-shot macro, and the guy would get wiped out. Unfortunately, we don't have a legit, there's no such thing as a legit one-shot macro. I mean, there are some exploits and some glitches that happen now and then, but overall this is the fair and way the fair and the way it's supposed to happen, and the best way we're going to be able to get some burst damage out, at least I think, in the pre-patch for Frost Mages. So here we go. I'm going to be using my Frozen Orb first. Just going to be using some Ice Lances, getting them Incanter's Flow stacks going. Getting my trinket procs, as you can see, and the guys have half health, using my cooldowns, Frostbolt, Ice Nova, Deep Freeze, Ice Nova again, and you can see he easily goes down. We still have a remaining Ice Lance proc. It's some pretty crazy damage, as you can see. And if we wanted, we could cast another Frostbolt, as I said, in between them. And this is a fully geared guy, as you guys can see, pretty much. We got, you know, prideful gear all over, and that's how much damage we can do. It's pretty crazy damage. Obviously, in arena situation, the damage is going to be a bit decreased, and there's going to be healers healing the target, you know, defensive cooldowns. But as I said, we still have a lot of extra stuff we can do. We can use our Frostbolts, our Ice Lances, just to, you know, get the guy even further down. And Incanter's Ice Nova is not even on a long cooldown, so it's, you know, it's not bad at all, guys. And a lot of you guys were talking about how Frost Mages, even I was talking about how Frost Mages damage was poor. Well, right now it's looking pretty good, and it's very comparable to even, like, you know, Arcane one-shot, which is supernova craziness. Alright, so I'm going to be doing it again for you guys. I'm not going to be using my cooldowns since I don't have them up, but just to show you guys exactly what we would be doing, as I said, we're going to be using Frozen Orb into, you know, get our trinket procs rolling, our Incanter's Flow stacks going, some Frostbolts and Ice Lances. During that, get the guy to around half health, or just above half health, and then from that, we're going to be using our cooldowns, ideally, at least, and then Frostbolt, casting Frostbolt into an Ice Nova, into a Deep Freeze, into maybe an Ice Lance, into another Ice Nova. Sometimes you might even double Ice Nova. It just all depends on what the situation is, on whether they expected damage or not, because if we double Ice Nova, we can do some pretty crazy damage as well. I might do that again for you guys with just double Ice Nova. So here we go. So I'm going to be Frozen Orbing, get the guy to around half health, get our stacks going, as you can see with our trinket procs. The guy is about to hit half health, as you can see. Ice Nova, Deep Freeze, and we didn't even have to use the second Ice Nova. It just went down, and yeah, so it's hit some crazy damage. I'm going to be trying it out with mirror image now, guys, so see you in this next clip with mirror image, trying it out with that. Alright, so here we are again, guys, but this time we are using mirror image, and it's overall the same burst rotation guide, but instead of just working up stacks or encounters flow, we're still going to be, you know, getting our stacks or getting our trinket procs and such using Frozen Orb and Ice Lance or Frostbolt. Though this time we're going for more of a just abrupt, just pure damage into the target with mirror image and stuff like that. So this isn't like 100% yet, so don't take 100% my word for it. This might be able to be done with more of an efficient damage rotation, though right now this looks to be my best rotation for me at least, and I think it will work for you guys as well. It'll be more than enough to do a ton of damage into the target. So here we go, we're going to be popping Frozen Orb once again into the target, working up our stacks with, you know, Frostbolt, Ice Lance, getting our stacks on our trinket procs and such, and then we're going to be popping our cooldowns instantly using mirror image this time. So let me drag that on here. I don't know why it wasn't on my bar, but yeah, we're going to be using mirror image. Then we're going to be just not even frostbolting. I'm literally just going to Ice Nova, Deep Freeze, and Ice Nova again, and then maybe put some Ice Lance procs into the target, as we probably still have Frozen Orb rolling as we go into that. So here we go. I'm going to be popping my Frozen Orb first, as you could see, popping my Frostbolt, getting the guy a bit low, getting my trinket procs, as you could see, just getting him quite low, popping out cooldowns, popping mirror image, using Ice Nova twice, and he just goes down. And we still have a remaining of many procs. You see, we still have 2 fingers of Frost procs, a Deep Freeze proc, a Frostfire Bolt proc that we didn't even have to use, and then that took the target down. And you can see, I don't know if it's going to show up here. It probably won't show up here, but our mirror image damage, we still have mirror image up, and the guy has been down for a while now. They do a ton of damage for pretty much just being a spell in the previous seasons, just to make your opponent lose your target. So yeah, there's 2 ways of doing it. I'm probably going to do it once more, kind of like how I did it for Enchanter's Flow, and show you guys that. And that's going to pretty much sum up the video. But here we go again. We're going to be doing it a bit more faster here. So going to Frozen Orb, as I said, getting my stacks going on my trinket procs. We got 1 trinket proc, and we're not getting the other one, but that's okay. We're just going to pop a cooldowns. Don't have a mirror image up, but you know, we could just double Ice Nova and it finishes the target off. Like, Ice Nova is crazy at the moment. Take into account, once again, this isn't exactly the damage we're going to be doing at level 100, since we are level 90, but the damage is scaled to be kind of as if we were, you know, into the expansion already, and the max level cap is level 100. This is almost like a low level PvP to an extent. So yeah, take that into account. So there's a bit of an imbalance when it comes to class damage and scaling, considering the pre-patch, but that is overall your one-shot burst rotation for Frost Mage, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave this video a like and a comment down below, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, since we're going to be doing a lot more guides and content in the future for you guys. And yeah, peace.